This is not going to be a long intro. It's going to be a nice, short, and simple one. Okay. Welcome back to, or just welcome in general, to Enchanted Art by Emily. I'm Emily, and I'm so excited because today we're going to do Sketchbook 2. So we're going to just kind of hop right into it because hopefully you all have seen Sketchbook 1 or the Sketchbook 1 tour and know that these sketchbooks are a combination of sketchbooks and art books. So you'll see some sketches, you'll see some plans, you will see some finished pieces. So, yay, let's go. All right, so just like Sketchbook 1, I felt that it would be easier to talk more about what was happening in my life as a whole instead of just like the daily memories or thoughts that went into the sketches themselves. Because let's be real, that was 2021 and that was 4 years ago. So those little memories might not be as readily available as my overarching synopsis of the chapter in my life. Before I fully dive into the details of my past, I did include some of the finished pieces that come from the sketches in this sketchbook. So they'll kind of fade in on the screen when the OG sketches pop up and then they'll fade out. As of right now, that was the best I could do. Currently trying to figure out how to do that for future videos because I think it'd be fun to include these the finished pieces in these sketchbook tours. But I don't have any other idea besides just fading in and out. So if you have any ideas, that would be way fun. Please let me know. Okay, so, well, Sketchbook 2. I worked on it during my last semester of teaching, which when I started the sketchbook, I had no idea that it would be my last semester. I just thought, my art career needed to be focused on, and I thought it'd be more of like a passive income. So I kind of looked into Redbubble, chasing the idea of being a sticker / greeting card designer / creator. And so a lot of the sketches that are in the sketchbook were jumping off points for a lot of my Redbubble stickers. And besides that, I also used it mainly as a tool for teaching. I planned some teacher exemplars for projects, as well as a couple of hallway displays here and there. But mainly it was more, I brought my sketchbooking practice into the classroom. So in my art lessons, in my whole teaching pedagogy is the word I believe, I'm a huge supporter of offering students choice in making art that they can connect to, while teaching them stepping stones for the creative process and the studio habits that artists have. So that kind of means from a young age, I've kind of started to build those, the steps for them to be super independent, super creative, and I'm just there to guide them and aid them whenever they need it. So my older students and I fell into a rhythm that was a lot of self-led creative time. I'd open up with a small reminder of what the tasks were at hand, what were kind of the goals for the day, and setting an intention. And I'd then send them on their way. They'd get to work on a project they were working on. They would start exploring new materials if I had placed that out for them to explore with. They would practice drawing skills in their sketchbook. It was very, very open and became a very collaborative space. And they became pretty self-sufficient at times. So it gave me time to then step back and be not just a teacher anymore. I got to be an artist. So I took those small moments to work in my own sketchbook to be an example of what they should be doing while I was working. They should also be working. You know what I mean? And I make my rounds of check-ins and stuff like that. And then I'd sit down, quickly draw a sketch in my sketchbook and get back up and do another loop, or I'd pause halfway through a sketch if that meant a kid needed me. But it started to be more of a space for not just the students to be creating art, but also I could create art. And so we were both being really cool examples for one another. And we began to talk more and more about art and art making. So we were talking more like artists. It was super, super cool, and just it was always so exciting to have the kids and also have some input into my art. And you could just see how excited they were to help and to foster my creativity, because that's what I always had done for them. So it's just like dang, talking about it makes me miss it so much. But there came a time that that chapter of my life needed to close. It was about a little over halfway through the semester / even the sketchbook. My partner and I looked at a house to purchase. It was a funky little house with some cool outdoor spots, and we thought, not bad, but it makes the trek to go home to see our family 2+ hours. So we sat down and talked about how if we were to purchase a home, we would kind of want to be a lot closer to our family in our hometown. So close, we decided it was time to move back to our hometown. And that meant I could stop teaching and focus on my art and, importantly, my mental health. Completing the sketchbook damn near the last day of the school and the last time I taught, there's something super poetic in there about how ending this chapter of my life and having a finality of completely filling in a sketchbook is just like wild to me. And like getting to start a new sketchbook as I began a new journey in my life, like, whoa, what? And it's kind of funny because these last couple of pages in sketchbook 2 are a lot of them are based off of like the major arcana of tarot. So it's just kind of like there's a lot of woo-woo spiritualness like happening here that, I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. And just, again, so super poetic that started this journey, this book, and ended it when I ended a chapter in my life. Just crazy. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, I guess. And with that wraps up sketchbook 2. And I'll hopefully get to work on sketchbook 3 relatively soon. If you follow me on like Instagram and Ko-fi, the sneak peeks and all of the information will be posted there. So when sketchbook 3 comes out, I'll probably say something about it on those platforms. So check those out. Yes, Maple. Oh, yes, you're so cute. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to do something. Yeah, so with that, I will. And I really hope you have a day that, you just stay enchanted. Bye.